Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing my 21-week pregnancy update. A lot has gone on in this pregnancy, I would say. I don't know, our lives are like the craziest they've ever been. We have 3 other kids, 3 boys. This is our first girl, and this is the first time I've had like my full-on YouTube business that I'm doing, and I'm trying to homeschool, and it's a lot going on right now. And then on top of that, we've had a couple of health scares with her. So this has been an interesting pregnancy so far, and I do have to say that it has gone by quickly, which I hate to say that because I know near the end it is not going to feel that way. You just hit a certain point when you're like, oh, this is my watch. I'm left-handed, so I wear my watch with my right hand. Anyway, where you're like, okay, like, is this kid coming or what? And I always have C-sections, so I never even get to the point where you're like 40 weeks, 41 weeks, anything like that. However, my C-section is scheduled, I just still don't have an exact date, but it is scheduled for like 39.5 weeks. So I'll go the longest I've ever gone, as long as she stays put. And, sorry, the belly part of my pants is looking weird. And then there's also some other stuff I have to update you guys on. So anyway, but as of right now, it feels like it's flown by. She will be born in September most likely. And so we are already in May. So once May is over, we will just have June, July, and August. Those are the full months that we will have until her birthday month. 3 months, which is just crazy to me. And I feel like all of my appointments just come so quickly. I feel like my beginning pregnancies, it was like it would take forever to finally reach another appointment, because you only go like once a month or so at the beginning. And it would just feel like forever. But now I'm just like, what? I turn around and it's already time for another appointment, which I have had some specialist appointments in there as well. But I don't know, it's going by quick. And I feel like we're prepared for the most part. Like, I think when it's your first or whatever, you feel like you have all this stuff you need to get, and there's kind of this panic, and you don't know exactly what you need because you haven't had a baby. Like I felt that way with my oldest, and then with my second, because they have 8.5 years between them. So it felt like I was having a baby for the first time again, because I just completely forgotten everything, and I was so young when I had him. I was 18. He was asking me, and we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I was 19. And then he was like, no, he's 12 now. And he's like, no, you were 18. I'm like, oh, you're right. Like, I forgot it's been that long. But anyway, and then even with our third, like, there were still a few things I wanted, some things I felt like I didn't have the first time I wanted again, or I wanted this time. But this time I feel like we have everything. Like right now I see the changing table station all set up. We'll need to put, like, right now, you know, we have a not even 2-year-old yet. He'll be 2 in June. So we have his diapers and stuff and his pajamas and things in there. But we'll need to add her diapers and stuff, which there's plenty of room in there. I do plan on doing, sorry, I'm really nasally. I do plan on doing a, like, preparing your house for a baby video, like showing you guys all my setup in different parts of my house, because I feel like I have a great setup in this house for a baby. So I'm really excited about that. This will be the first baby we bring home to this house, and this house is like more than 2 times bigger than our last house. So that will be nice for sure. However, the kids' rooms are upstairs, and I have C-sections. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Like, because like for nap time and stuff for Jack, like, I don't know when I'm gonna be able to start walking up the stairs, and normally I carry him up there. So I don't know how that's gonna go. That's one tricky thing. We didn't have stairs before when I had C-section, so I didn't have to worry about the stairs. But anyway, so today I'm going to chat with you guys. I just had my follow-up appointment with the specialist today, so it's very fresh in my mind. I have a cute ultrasound pic. Last time all I got was a crotch shot. That's it, which I was happy because it showed girl, but still, and it was not a happy appointment. And that's been on our fridge, just a picture of her lady parts and an arrow that says girl. And that's it. But this time I actually asked them to print it off. I don't know why they didn't just go ahead and print it off. I guess because it's a specialist, like they are using a special ultrasound that can see their brain and their heart and all of that. And it's not very cute. Like you see their like skeleton or whatever, you know, and so it's not as cute. So she did switch, and they have like a 3D one. So I'll show you guys. I thought these pictures turned out really cute of her face, and it focuses on her face. So the other parts are like her arms and hands and stuff, but it doesn't really focus on that. With this, it's mostly focused on her face. I thought it was cute. My mother-in-law watched the boys while I was gone, and she said, oh, she looks like she has a little heart-shaped face. She does look like that there, which I think is really cute. So anyway, I was glad to get that. They do send you the pictures, but they just don't print off many. And I didn't get like a really cool profile picture or anything like that. So I'm hoping that eventually I'll get one of those. But the appointment went really well for the most part. There was like really good news and then kind of slightly bad news. So I'll share that with you guys today. As far as how I'm feeling, I'm obviously like a little out of breath, but that's partly because I am still nasally. I feel like this has been going on forever because I swear I talked about this in my last vlog. I don't know. When was that? I don't even know. I feel like that was a long time ago. I had a terrible cough, like just huge congestion. It was so painful to cough. And I thought that was going to last forever. I was like, coughs, you know, they just linger. They won't go away. But that actually went away after like 4 or 5 days, which was nice. But then I've been left with just like a slight cough sometimes, which is always awkward when you're going to doctor's appointments and stuff. But just still like drainage in my throat and nasally. But the worst of it is that the kids have it. All 3 of them have had feet. Well, my oldest and my youngest, which now this is my youngest, but my oldest boy and my youngest boy, they have had, which is Carter and Jack, they have had fevers. The middle child has not had fevers, but he has thrown up the most because he has so much congestion and he just doesn't know how to get it out. And so he'll end up throwing up. And they were sick like a week ago and it was miserable. Jack, my youngest, he loves to be held. But then when he's sick, it's just like non-stop. Like he screams and cries if you put him down, and he's not super light, you know, like he's almost 2 years old now. And he just wants to, like, normally he's on the go. Like he likes to be held, but then he's also like very active and on the go. He's a very athletic kid already, like loves to play with balls and stuff, very similar to how Carter was. Just always like has a ball in his hand, throwing it, whatever. But when he's sick, it's like his personality kind of goes away. He has a very vibrant personality. It goes away when he's sick. And he just wants to like sit on the couch with me and watch a show. And I've been sharing about this on my Instagram. So definitely follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, because I share a ton of personal stuff daily on there. But yeah, it's been hard. And then Henry has had to have like a trash can next to him all the time because he's like, throwing up a lot. Oh geez, Jack's making noises. It is not time for you to wake up. He's napping. So anyway, that's been tough having everyone sick. They were super sick on Mother's Day. Mother's Day was a complete fail. Like, my husband was gonna bring me donuts, which was really sweet of him, but then I changed my mind and wanted to go to like Denny's or IHOP, and he tried to tell me like, no, on a Sunday on Mother's Day, it's gonna be super crowded. But I insisted. So it was kind of like a disagreement between us. And then we get there and it's extremely crowded. Like we went to Denny's first, extremely crowded, tried at the IHOP near it, extremely crowded. Like we would have waited for over an hour probably. And we just can't do that with our young children. They would just lose it. It would not be good. But then of course, with the IHOP one, we even tried to walk in. So the kids are really confused when we turn around and walk out, and Henry's like crying, saying he wants to go. And we're going to go this next weekend because we're all of our hearts, including myself, we're kind of set on it because we haven't been. Henry, I'm filming. because we haven't been in a long time. But yeah, so that was kind of a fail, and everyone was like better. They had been sick, and then they had been better, and then after all of that fiasco, everyone got sick again. Henry, no. Hi. Are you saying hi? Oh, careful. Okay, let me do this. Go. Close the door. Watch your show.
I want a different one.
No, I'm not changing it right now. Go. Close the door. Be quiet. It's so funny because the last time I like left in a little bit of Henry coming in and interrupting me, someone commented like, don't even have time for your kids because you're just like filming a YouTube video, like something ridiculous. And I'm just like, do you even have kids? Like, my kids are my world. They're like my whole life, but I do have small things that aren't just like revolved around them, and that's good. That's actually really healthy. Very, very healthy for all of us. So anyway, but it's like people want to see the realness, but then they like judge it hardcore and like don't want to see things that are real. They want to see things that are fake. You know what I mean? But anyway, so about the appointment. So that's how I've been feeling. I've just been, I feel hugely pregnant. Like I definitely feel now like, okay, I'm pregnant. Like I am humongous. And I definitely am feeling that. Like I have been in maternity clothes now for a few weeks. Like I tried to go without them and like almost suffocated one day. So I am definitely full-fledged, humongous, and pregnant and everything. And I just feel it. Like I got a pregnancy pillow, which I kind of showed a little bit in my last vlog at the end of the vlog. So I've been sleeping with that, which has been nice. Although I feel like my jaw's hurting and I'm wondering if it's from that pillow. Like it's amazing for, it goes like all the way around you. And so it's amazing for like my belly and my legs and everything like that. But I'm wondering if it's like hurting my neck and jaw area. So I don't know. I swear the older you get, the harder it is to get comfortable with sleep. And then when you're pregnant, it's just like nearly impossible. So sleep has been a little bit tougher, but the pillow does help for the most part. And then I just like, when I'm moving around, like yesterday I did a bunch of shopping and I shared some of the stuff I bought on my Instagram. And I went to like Ross, TJ Maxx, and then Target, and I got groceries also at the Target stop, and I got cleaning supplies, groceries, clothes. Like I got a ton of stuff I had just been needing to go. So Jared watched the kids, the sick kids, while I went, and like it was just like my legs were already starting to swell and my feet. My legs and feet swell a ton in the 3rd trimester of pregnancy. Like, it doesn't matter how much weight I gain, because with my first, I was really young. I was only 17, turning 18, barely gained any weight, and my feet swell like a ton, like 2 or 3 sizes bigger. So that is not something I'm looking forward to. It's not there yet. I'm not swollen completely yet, but it's getting there, especially like when I walk around a lot and stuff. And I just feel heavy, and like I've definitely gained a lot of weight, like I always do. And it's just, the weight thing is just, I don't know. I do feel better about it this time around than I have any of the other times. The last 2 times when I gained a ton of weight, I think I've gained a little less, not much less, but I think I've gained a little bit less at this point, but still have gained a lot. And the only reason I've gained a little bit less is I'm still on the nausea medicine. I still feel nauseous. I tried to cut back my afternoon pill and everything was fine at first, but then I started to feel nauseous, so then I went back up to the afternoon pill, taking the whole everything. So still on that, which is crazy because with my first 2, the nausea would just disappear by midway through the 2nd trimester, and that has not happened. It did not happen with my 3rd, and it has not happened with this one. But that causes me to gain even more weight because I feel so sick. So, but I still just like, I have not been eating good. Like I have just been, like yesterday, I just craved good food. Like I have just been eating so poorly. And I just need to eat good food. Like I really like this oatmeal I make. Like it's not an instant oatmeal. It's something that takes like 20 minutes to make, but it's delicious. And I put like fresh strawberries and fresh blueberries and everything, and it's so good. So that is like a heartier meal, which I always feel like I need or want, but it's like a healthy meal at least. And so I'm trying to find things like that. Last night for dinner, I had tortilla soup from Costco, which is really good. I love their soups. I was really sad they didn't have the, I think it was clam chowder or something like that soup, or crab or something that they normally have, but they had the tortilla soup and it's really good. I mixed it with some avocado. Delicious. So that was like, you know, not a salad, but it was not like fast food French fries or something. So I'm just trying. I did buy a salad, but I didn't get just like the healthiest salad ever because I just know I won't eat it. So I got like a Caesar salad kit from the grocery store, and I really like cherry tomatoes, so I bought some of those. I'm gonna put that in the salad. So I'm gonna try. Like, my body is like, you need healthy foods, Madison, you're dying. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get to the point where I'm gonna try to start just making healthier choices and stuff. And like when I go to the grocery store, don't go towards the sweets and everything. Try to pick healthier options. So anyway, I tend to want to jump in like head first, and it just is too much. I need to take it slow. So that's the weight stuff. I hate it when they weigh me. Every time I'm just like, oh, you have to get my weight? Like, why does that matter? Like, I hate it. I don't say that, but I'm just like, oh. So anyway, gained too much weight already, but that was to be expected. So, okay, the appointment. That's kind of how I've been feeling. The appointment went really well, much better than last time. If you don't know what's going on with all that, definitely watch my last like few videos. I talk about the cyst and all of that on her brain and everything. So I went in, and she was in a good position this time. Last time she was like facing my back, all crouched up, and they couldn't see very much. But this time she was like head down, and she was moving around, and they're able to see all the parts of her heart that they weren't able to see, and her brain, and just everything they needed to see, and all of that looked good. It's kind of scary because they do the ultrasound tech can't tell you anything. You have to wait for the doctor to come in. So they spend a good amount of time looking at all the parts of her body during the ultrasound. They got her weight, which she weighs 15 ounces, which is very good. That's almost a pound. 16 ounces is a pound. So she weighs almost a pound, which is really cute. And that's right on track for my due date, which I already knew that because that's what my app says, that she should be about 15 ounces. Let's see. I love the Pregnancy Plus app. I feel like tons of YouTubers use this app, so you've probably already heard of it, but it's a great app because it really shows you what the baby looks like. Henry, he messes with it, and he's moved it to the wrong week. I wish I was that far along. Can't wait to meet her. But, okay, yeah, so it says 15.17 ounces is how much they should weigh. And this is like the actual size and how the baby looks and everything, which I love this app. It's so cool. It's definitely my favorite. Highly recommend it. And Henry loves it. He thinks that this is like we're seeing our baby through this app. And so he'll be like, can I see the baby? And he's been really cute throughout this pregnancy. He's been like, because he's old, he's still young and sweet, but he's old enough to like get it. Whereas he wasn't, well, he was like exactly 2.5 when Jack was born. So he was not old enough to really get it. And then, but now that he's almost 4.5, he really gets it. So anyway, so yeah, that will be like the age difference. So I'll have a 12-year-old, I'll have a a little bit over 4.5-year-old, and then I'll have a little bit over a 2-year-old. He'll be like 2 and like 2 or 3 months old. So that will be the age differences approximately depending on when she comes. So anyway, the weight looked good. Her heart rate looked good. It was like 135, I think. Heart rate looked good. Her body looked good. All that looked good. So the doctor tells me that when he comes in, and then he said, and the cyst is gone. And that just, I put my head back and I was just like, I'm so glad. That is exactly what I was hoping for. After the initial shock of finding that out. And I mean, I just cried in the appointment. It was just really scary and sad to me. I researched it, and there are tons of amazing YouTube moms out there whose kids have had these cysts on their brains, and they were totally fine. And a few of them even said, I went back like 2 weeks later and it was gone. This was 3 weeks later. So my hope was that it would just be gone, you know, which is crazy to think that something that scary or whatever can be there and then 3 weeks later just be gone. But it can. And then, but I knew though, even if it was still there and even if it continued past her birth, it would still eventually go away and probably be fine, totally fine. But to hear that it's gone is just such good news, just amazing, such a relief. The doctor felt so bad for making me cry. Now I'm going to get to the not so good news in just a second, but he felt really bad. He was like, oh, I'm so glad like I was able to give you this news. Like I feel really bad for making you cry last time. And at the end of the appointment, I told him like, oh, it's okay. You just, you know, made a pregnant woman cry. No big deal. And he thought that was funny, and he was laughing, and it was just so much more lighthearted. And he was saying, I was like, oh, I bet you're used to that though. And he was like, yeah, you know, I do kind of make, because he's a specialist, you know, so he probably does make quite a few pregnant women cry sometimes. Of course, not his fault, you know. He's a really nice guy, and they had my wrong regular doctor on the chart, and so when he found out who my actual doctor was, he's like, oh, I like worked with or something your doctor. She's brilliant. She has like a photographic memory or whatever. So I thought that was really cool because I've had my ups and downs with my doctor just because of how she's treated my nausea. But besides that, she's really caring and sweet and seems very knowledgeable. So it was cool to hear like that she's brilliant, you know, like who doesn't want to hear that their doctor is brilliant, you know? So that was great. And oh, that was good. So the only thing that was not as great, he took out a piece of paper and drew it, which I love when doctors try to explain things to you, but they do it in a very simple way. They don't try to give you, like I've had some doctors that try to give me like a TED Talk or a literal, like I sat down for a medical school lecture, you know. I don't want that. That's too much. That just like confuses me. But I don't want them to just not tell me anything. I want kind of in the middle. So I feel like he's done a good job at that. So he drew a picture of how placentas are normally kind of round, and then the umbilical cord is in the middle. But with my placenta, the umbilical cord is kind of on the edge, like within a few centimeters of the edge. And that can cause babies to be smaller. It can cause them to have problems growing if they're not getting enough nutrients from the placenta and everything. But she is at the weight that she's supposed to be at right now. So that's good. But he says once 6 weeks from now, I'll go in again, and then he'll want to monitor her weight each month. So I'll go in to see him each month. Just to monitor her weight, just in case that she stops growing and they may have to take her early, which would be miserable to me. I don't want to have a preemie. I've been through that with my oldest. Now he had gastroschisis, so he had added things, but I just know how important it is for babies to just stay in as long as possible and their lungs to grow and everything to just, you know, grow so they're ready to be out in the world and everything. And so I really don't want her to have to be early at all. Besides, you know, they do C-sections like a tad bit early, but that's never been a problem for my babies. But, you know, I want to make it to that 39 weeks at least is my goal. But he says that plenty of people have that kind of issue or that thing with the placenta, and it's totally fine. So I think it will be okay as long as she keeps growing. So in 6 weeks, we'll see how she's grown, and hopefully she is staying on track and everything. But I do like that he's monitoring her and checking up on her and everything. So if we do have to take her early, we can, and they have the proper measures to take care of her and everything. So yeah, it's just having a preemie baby. The NICU is like one of the saddest places in the world. It's just a hard thing. So I really hope that doesn't happen. But please everyone be praying for her. She of course has to keep me on my toes. She is already, you know, just being a girl. I'm like, oh, my daughter, she's already keeping me on my toes. But I have a lot of hope now. I'm in, as you can tell, a much better mood than before with all of this. I just have a lot of hope that everything is going to be okay. I do feel like, though, that we need to get to work on her nursery sooner rather than later, just so we don't feel, I mean, her nursery doesn't even really need to be done before she's born, because she won't be in it. She'll be in our room for a while. But I would like it to be done, because then I don't want to have that on top of a newborn that I'm trying to get finished. So I rather do that before she's here. So I would like to go ahead and start, like, I need to start figuring out the materials that we need to order and everything, and really solidifying like paint colors and all of that, and just, you know, enjoy finally having my baby girl that I get to decorate her nursery. Like, that's just a dream come true for me. So I really want to treasure that. So that's the main thing. I do have a list of like other things that I feel like I want to get, just like girly things and stuff, and a few things that we got rid of when we thought we weren't having any more kids and stuff. But for the most part, we have the big items, which is nice. So anyway, that is going to be it for today's pregnancy update. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. That really helps out my channel. It's just a small way to help out. And definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell to be notified when I post new videos. I'll be having a birth vlog and tons of newborn videos, and of course more pregnancy updates. After this, I plan on filming my baby names video, where I'm going to share some of my favorite baby girl names. So yes, definitely be subscribed and click the bell to be notified when I post new videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.